movie sets. Yes.
100%. I guarantee.
Because like she lives in New York, you go to it's your show. It's like, what is better than that?
It's your show. And it's so hard to do. So few people can create a great talk show that people watch.
My girl Busy Phillips didn't do so well on E! Did you watch Busy Phillips?
Yeah, I watched. I thought that show had potential too, but I don't think they gave her enough time. And I don't know, you never know the behind the scenes, right? Like maybe she wasn't that great or she was very insecure. I have no idea. But I think what Drew
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah,
I did too. But I think too, there's lots of things going on at that
Drew
network.
has the everyday girl being like, I gained weight. I have a list. Like I'm a mess. And Drew, if you look at like her house and stuff, like she has tons of money, but she, lives like she's very authentic as a person.
There you go. That's the difference. That's the difference. And Drew Barrymore, like one of the first things she did was like talking to her producers about how insecure she was and like didn't think she could go on, meaning her talk show, all this stuff. People relate, like they want to see that. They don't want to see you come out and be like a hard ass.
Is that why people relate to me? Because I'm a fucking mess half the time. and I admit that I'm a fucking mess.
Yes, you have a popular show. Yes.
Well, look, I mean, in that note, you look at like a Drew, same thing. I mean, in everything I've heard about Kelly Clarkson, I have a friend that works on the Kelly Clarkson show, Lawrence area. And like, he's on the show with, he's like her like lifestyle. Kelly is rumored to be, but like the nicest, but look at her. She is very relatable, everyday girl, right? Kelly's not about living like, so maybe that's the thing that if Bethenny's sitting there talking about like, I just geared up the private jet and here's my Hermes, and Drew and Kelly have a shitload of money too, but it's that
but they don't
stand for it. They stand for like,
exactly.
I'm in a profession that pays a shitload of money and I want the money. I mean,
and it will be interesting to see if Nick Cannon can keep, like if his talk show goes anywhere, if that lasts. I don't know if Wendy's coming back or not. I mean, I think Drew and Kelly are having a lot of success because there's no Wendy. Dr.
Are they on at the same time? I think Drew is. Is she? Drew's, I think she's at 10 o'clock. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, that, I mean, I think they're having a hard time with Wendy. And Nick Cannon, maybe Nick's show will succeed. We'll see. Yet to be determined.
Does he have, I know he has Housewives. Does he have like real guests? Yeah, he has real guests.
Yeah, I think he does have real. Yeah, I think he's trying to do segments. I don't know. I think it's hard to. This is like such reverse sexism, but I do think it's hard for men in the modern age to be talk show hosts. Like I'm trying to think of like who's the last male daytime, like Dr. Oz, but Dr. Oz is done.
That's done. Like I had Jerry Springer on my show. I mean, yeah, that's a different type of show, and it's a lot. He's Judge Jerry.
Is he still doing new? I guess
he does Judge Jerry, but it's different. It's like Judge Judy. It's Judge Jerry. It's like real cases.
So
that's
I think
not
it's
the
hard
same.
for men too.
Steve Wilkos has a show, but it's a different type. I had him on my show too. It's a different type of show. No, you're right, but you're right. Like Drew and Kelly, you just feel it, and there's their reputation that they're, and even though Oprah has like more money than all of us put together, and she could like buy us and take us out to pasture, we'll never be heard from again. There is you never felt that, like when Oprah was sympathizing with someone, you were never like, oh, that's easy for you to say, rich bitch. Like it was never, you were like, Oprah's good, man. You felt that. I know. Shit, right?
You felt it no matter how rich. I think Drew and Kelly have that. And I think it's very smart. Drew is aging naturally on television, which is the opposite of what we see with all the housewives. And I think people relate to that.
She said like, I don't want to get anything? Like, has she said that? Like,
I think she's done segments and come out and said like, I'm not going to, and so has Cameron Diaz. I think they're like, I'm aging naturally. And I think most American women, yes, I agree.
Well, you know what, Sarah?
Okay, yeah, go on.
I was going to say, no. I was going to say this American woman here is not aging naturally. So, but I respect anyone that is. No, I mean, I think Drew has said that before too. Listen, Cameron Diaz basically said, I've left acting. So it's like, yeah. That Cameron Diaz has a wine now. She's in the wine business.
Yes. I really want to try her wine. I know. I really want to try that.
She delivered a whole bunch to Josh Flagg, and then he posted about it. That's how I know that delivery thing works. You get someone to post. Yeah. It works, Sarah.
It works.
Well, one day you and I will have a talk show, and then I'll still
You
do
know
behind
it.
the veil.
We're
I'll still
speaking it
do
into the
this.
universe. Oh, we are going to have a
Speak
show.
it into the universe. So that's all. And that is why I think a lot of the Housewife podcasts don't work. And everyone slip into my DMs and tell me what you think. And I'm willing. I don't listen. I'm not going to listen even if someone says it's great, but I just wonder, I think maybe Bethenny's is the one I've heard that most people like the best, but it's the best of the worst almost. And that a lot of people complain about it. But yeah. I mean, if it's still good, I mean, a lot of people hate me too. So that's just how it is. What about, since it is the end of the year, what were some of your highlights of this year, pop culture wise? Doesn't have to be Bravo, just what stands out for you?
I have so many.
Wow.
Well, I told you that my number one really is that Oprah interview with Meghan and Harry. Like that was a pop culture moment that people talked about for weeks.
Do you want to hear something?
What? You have Meghan Markle coming out.
Are you kidding me? I would die. I mean, I never watched that interview.
You didn't?
I'm not really into the royal stuff. It just is like a different category for me. If I had to watch it, like I do have some other person who slips into my DMs all the time that tells me to cover the royals. I mean, lots of people would like to give me things to do. It's not going to happen. Like I can't have a whole nother show and I just don't keep up with it. It just doesn't interest me. It never did. I know.
I hear you. I'm really not into them either. But what I do think was so unique is I think it was the first time since Diana and Princess Diana's passing that you saw a royal truly pull back the curtain and talk about things that we'd never even heard. I had no idea that the royals would host all of the media for like a giant Christmas party. You talk about giving them gifts, all this stuff. I guess I'm dumb because I should have thought of this, but like Daily Mail, Piers Morgan, all these people are hosted by the Queen. And it's essentially a bribery so that they write good articles. And not only that they write good articles, they could write shit articles. They just write articles to keep the royal family in the media, right? To keep all the salation because they sell tchotchkes, they sell, they're benefiting from this. And I'm like, duh, Sarah, like this was but it's the first time you've heard a royal Harry sit down and say that. And of course, the racism allegation. Basically, he alleges, and I think I think people now think it's Prince Charles, which I don't think that's like that far off of a guess, is that Charles went to him and essentially said, what color is your child going to be? Because Meghan is mixed race, right? And, that shocking moment, Meghan was near suicide. I think it's like the first time because Diana really, she died before she really got to speak her full truth. So I love that moment.
Probably.
Oh, I think she would have said so much more. I don't know that at the time, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think she could have survived it one way or the other because things were so much different in 1998 versus 2021. But that was my number one moment.